everyone, I'm Elaine, a soloist with Singapore Dance Theatre, and welcome to our live stream for World Ballet Day 2021. We've just had our first performance since our last one in March 2020 last year, and we're very, very excited to be able to present to you some of the rehearsals that will be happening for our next performance in November called Passages Contemporary Season. The first rehearsal we'll be showing to you is by Yannick Schergen, and it's called Meditation, danced by a solo dancer with a solo cellist. And the second one will be Unexpectedly by Toru Shimazaki. So come on in. Everyone, and welcome to Meditation Rehearsal. This piece was actually created for Singapore International Festival of the Arts, and it was created to one solo dancer and a solo cellist. So Chihiro is actually the first cast, and it's danced to William Walton's Passagarde. I had earlier asked Yannick why he had chosen this piece, and he said that he knew that he wanted a piece that was played by a cello and that it would be of a length that would be danceable by a dancer. So he had gone through a few things and he decided that this would be the one to be performed at SIFA earlier this year. His intention with this piece was to create a piece that would reflect someone's inner thoughts, a personal journey. He wasn't very specific as to what you might want to portray. He left that very much to us because I think everyone is unique in their personal lives. Except certain parts of the piece where, you would see later on in the solo where she would cover her eyes and then cover her mouth. It would be like thoughts unheard, unseen. I think it's coming up right here. This is it. So what I can't see, what I can't hear, what I can't think, what I don't want to think about. And then this part is a little bit of like struggle, and then it's like something being pulled back. And then at the next part you'll see she'll have her elbows pulled apart. It's almost like a little bit of a struggle. I guess it can reflect thoughts. Yeah, so this is pretty much Yannick's idea and intention for the piece. He wanted 8 minutes of storytelling. And I think this piece is quite unique because it is very inward. And for most of the 8 minutes, you don't actually look out into the audience. It's very much you drawing the people in. It's a pity that today we don't have our solo cellist with us today. I don't think he can be here. I think musicians are getting busy. I think performers in general are getting busy, which is actually a really good thing. It means that things are starting to come back. But it would have been nice if we could actually do a little interview with the cellist. So the cellist is actually seated downstage, left. So actually, for the last two shows, Chihiro had done this piece. And for our upcoming piece in Passages, I'll be sharing the role with her, doing some of the matinee. And if you can see in the studio, there are two more dancers learning it. They've just been brought in to learn. In blue, we have Principal Minnie and demi-soloist Chani. So they've just been brought in to learn, and I think it's always very nice when you have different people doing the same thing, because not only is it good for the audience to have like a fresh person doing it all the time, but also for us dancers to be able to watch different people do it and being able to learn from each other and also pick out the good parts and things that we might want to incorporate into our own performance. So I think in a minute I'll be sharing my side of it, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. So yeah, this is Yannick, and he's rehearsing the piece with Chihiro at the moment. I think Chihiro does it really beautifully. And Chihiro actually just became a mom, so I'm sure that this piece has a very different meaning for her than it does for us.
It should flow seamlessly, like all of those things.
Everybody pull everybody's energy into you, rather than put any energy outwards. I think that's why about the soft hands and soft arms, rather than put any energy outwards, pull all the energy inwards. And make anybody who's watching it to stop whatever they're thinking and think about you. First time stronger than the second time, right? Yeah, the second time it's softer, it's even softer. The first time it's a little bit stronger, because this thing, you should feel this go through your hand. And whatever it is that thing represents, whatever shedding, whatever you are, that is in a way letting go of it. So that when you get back to this the second time, it's more, that's all right. Shoes is dead, right? Good! Good, because they're supposed to be dead shoes. Alright. Your turn. Remember, keep this front so that when it drops down. Now, she does something very interesting on the when she does this across, she gets her hand in it this way, so that when she opens it out, she's already, so from under, she keeps her hand on it, so that when she pays, she doesn't open up, and you get there. Right?
Meditation was first premiered for Singapore International Festival of the Arts, which was in June. It's done by one solo dancer, which was by Chihiro Uchida at that time, and a solo cellist by Pei Sian Eng. It's danced to William Moulton's Passagarthia and created by Yannick Sherwood. What Yannick said was that the piece was meant to reflect a very personal journey. He didn't really specify too much as to what he really wanted, except for certain points in the pieces. So he gave us a lot of leeway and allowed us to create that story for ourselves. The challenge in this piece is to make all the smaller details work and look beautiful. And also, the focus is very different. You almost have to draw people in throughout this 8 minutes rather than project it. I think for a lot of dancers it's easier to just give the energy, but harder to, in some ways, you can almost like hypnotize the audience and just bring them in for the entire 8 minutes. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to be doing it for Passages in November, because the last 2 times it was done by Chihiro. So I'm looking forward to sharing my side of this in November. Really excited because it's the first time that I am dancing to a solo cellist on stage, or actually any solo musician. And I think there's something very special and quite sacred about it when you're just 2 people in their respective fields sharing the stage and that moment in time together. I think just feeding off each other is what I'm really, really looking forward to, because when you have live music, every single performance is different. So you start every night anew. The energy and to soak up that kind of vibe and moment on stage is what I'm really looking forward to.
So the music is by Beethoven and the choreography is by Toru Shimazaki. So I guess the piece, the name Unexpected Bee, is that you would not expect this kind of movement to Beethoven music. Every count there's a movement, every note there's a movement, so it's pretty difficult for the dancers. It's a very fast-paced piece as well. I really like working with him because he always pushes you to your limit. You think this is the deepest you can go, and then he'll tell you to go deeper, and then it'll always be bigger and always be faster, always, to the extreme, which is great. He takes the time to really explain the movement and what he wants, and he shows it, and then you try it, and if he's not happy with it, he'll always go back and go back and go back and work on it. There's some signature moves that he always does, or he always likes a shape that is a bit broken and not straight lines. He likes broken lines, so he always wants the back leg to be bent, and he always wants the arm to be bent and not so long. Yeah, so I do see that in this piece as well. It looked faster than I remembered. But after hearing the music and after working on it for a little bit with Matno, it does come back naturally somehow because I think it's so musical. and you cannot miss that note and that movement. There's no way to be off the music in Toru's piece. So it was nice to come back. There's still a long way to go for us, but yeah, it's getting there. Yeah, it was really amazing to be back on stage, on a big stage. So I did have a little bit of worries, but when you're up there, when the audience is there, when the music plays, it just kind of all goes away, which is really an amazing feeling. Hope that in the future, in 2022, we'll be back, hopefully, with full-length ballets and with the full company. Yeah, that's my wish for next year.
Hi everyone, and I hope that you enjoyed our earlier rehearsal of meditation. If you'd stayed with us from meditation till now, you would have seen the video that was played just before this, and in the video you would have seen Akira introduce a little bit of what she feels Unexpected B is to her. And Akira is actually in the opening section of this piece, which is started by two couples. So Akira is closest to the camera and she's partnering Huo Liang. And the other couple is Kana and Kensuke. So I will be introducing Akira to you guys later for a little bit. But yeah, so this piece is called Unexpected B and it's choreographed by Toru Shimizaki. Pieces like that are often rehearsed by our ballet master, Matno. And yeah, so this piece, if you've worked with Toru, you would know that this piece is very distinctively his. He has done 3 ballets for Singapore Dance Theatre as of now, and I would say every piece is very uniquely his. This part of the ballet, the opening section, I would say is still considered quite slow compared to his signature movement style. But later on you'll see it build up, and in the later sections that we'll show you, you'll be able to see how quick his movements are. I think Akira mentioned earlier, it's pretty much 1 movement per count. So unlike a lot of other ballets where you have to rehearse for stamina and everything, I think this ballet is something that you really have to break down so that you hear and be extremely precise with the counts. Because the moment something wrong or bad body memory goes in, it's very hard to undo. So that's why I think right now we haven't had that many rehearsals for Unexpected B yet. So we're doing a lot of like stopping and starting, and then slowly we'll piece it together and then run sections, and then hopefully like a week or so, 2 weeks before, we would run the piece, especially because something like this doesn't require that much stamina except for maybe Biru. Biru has a section where I think 4 different sections are connected for her. But otherwise, yeah, this is Toru Shimizaki's piece. I think we first learned it in 2017, and then we restaged it again. We went to Malaysia in 2019, possibly, and then this is the 3rd time that we're restaging for Passages next month. We actually have had a very long break from the stage, so I think we just had our recent performance, which is our first one after a long time. So this, I think everyone is very excited to finally be on stage again. So I think if you've noticed, like with the people around in the room, like, at least the people who are in the first cast would be wearing practice skirts, because it is very important, especially when you're doing partnering work, for the guys to be able to get used to the feeling of what the girl is wearing. If you're doing a classical piece, you will always see the girls wearing a practice tutu, and then because in this piece the girls are in it's a long dress, we're wearing long skirts so that the guys would know where to put and where to lift.
Good. It's just that musicality that this is fine. All those have all the big numbers. So especially games on the floor, the back is slow. Good. Good, good, good. Let's take from... Can I play just from the attitude and then you pick it up? Just pick up on the floor and then we move on. Yeah? This is good. Hold. Yeah. Yeah. Pam, pam. Good.
And I just wanted to say that he's been really helpful with the way he coaches us. And it's nice because I grew up at Singapore Ballet Academy and I actually watched Martin growing up as a performer. So it's actually quite surreal to sometimes like realize that I'm actually working with him now. And I think it's also nice for him to be able to see like people like the Singaporeans in the company who grew up in the same compound at that time, like Biru, me and all of them. Yeah, to be now working in the same capacity. So yeah, I think now we're gonna show the ladies section, which I'm part of. So yeah, enjoy.
Okay, Elaine, you alright? I think Elaine for today, just go a bit back, a little bit closer with that, just a little.
Hello everyone. So earlier I said that I would introduce Akira to all of you since she did the interview early on and sharing some of her thoughts about what unexpectedly is like. So I know you said that the movements are really fast and there's always one count on every one movement on every count. So that for me, I don't know if it's for you, very different to a lot of other ballets where it's less of like endurance and stamina. Does this aspect of it make you nervous? Because like, you know, when you do it, it's almost like it goes with the momentum, and if you do it and you suddenly snap out of it and you lose the momentum, then sometimes it's really hard to get back on track.
Right.
So how is that for you?
It does make me nervous more than other pieces, but it helps that it's very musical, right?
Yeah.
So like, you know, that high note is always this movement or this low is, so it does help to know the music really, really well and just keep doing it, repeating until you can kind of do it with your eyes closed.
But sometimes that is a bit scary because when you often do it with your eyes closed and suddenly think about it when you're on stage, it messes everything up. Has that happened before?
A little bit, but
Have you
not
been able to catch up?
Yeah, I think so.
I think you're quite quick that way, so you're lucky.
Yeah. But before the show, it does make me, I do have to go through some parts that are a little bit trickier for me, for my brain. I don't like to go through the whole piece because it makes me more nervous.
Would you say you're a nervous performer or you're generally quite calm?
I'm genuinely quite calm for something that I can control. So like, I like to dance by myself more than
What has been your most nerve-wracking thing?
For me, it was Rose Adagio and Sleeping Beauty because it could just change. It was your balance can change from the studio to the show. Also daily, it changes as well. So for me, that was the most nerve-wracking thing.
Was that your first like principal role?
Big role, other than Nakaka.
Because I remember when we actually learned this piece with Toru in 2017. We were doing it, we were learning and having rehearsals in the afternoon. And we had ballet under stars at night.
We had shows at night.
My brain being really fried. It came to a point where like, I could only put this amount of steps in my head. And I think it must have been worse for you because you knew that you had to do Kokeleya at night. And I think it was one of your earlier big roles, right? How was that?
At the beginning, it did really freak me out. Like I almost panicked, right? Because you do want to put 100% for the rehearsal, but you also need to leave something for the show later. So as the rehearsal went on, I could pace myself and use my brain rather than all of my physical energy. But when the choreographer is there, right? You want to put your 100% or 120%.
And Toru is very sharp. So that's also because Toru creates his work completely first before he comes to stage it, and he often brings his dancer, one or two dancers over, his assistant, and he sits in front and the assistant teaches. So he just sits there and he's able to see everything, his eagle
he
eyes.
has like 5 eyes.
You can't like slap or anything or save some energy. So I remember that process was actually quite hard.
It was a good experience now, but at the time it was very demanding to say the least.
What would you say Toru's style is like? Because you know he always emphasizes about how you don't have to give 100%.
Right.
And it's always like 30%, but it's meant to look full out. There's a certain lightness that he requires, which I find very difficult. And actually when you were talking about pacing earlier on, I feel like that comes with experience as well. Because when we were younger, we were always giving 100% for everything. And then you realize that you know you just burn out. And sometimes it's more effective that way.
It also it's tiring for the audience to see someone at this pace for so long, right? There needs to be a sound. Same as music, right? I don't know what his style is like, but I do understand what you mean by different quality, different movements, and different energy level all in one short.
And actually, while we're on this topic, I think Hiru's solo is a very good example about how in Toru's piece he has soft moments and then like girls, it goes down, and then it really, this for me is the climax of the last movement because the music is so strong, and I think it's so well casted. I think he chose two amazing people for this Panada because both of them give their 100%. I think
very
in this,
high energy.
in this Panada you need that abandonment that they both have. And I think it's easily one of my favorite bits of the entire piece. I didn't mention earlier, but Toru's piece actually is 2 movements. So this ends with a spotlight on them. And then in the start of the second movement, it starts out actually quite quirky. So it changes completely. And I think that adds to the light and shade of this piece.
Yeah, I really like this moment.
Good. Now this is better. Can you do better? Good, guys. Yes, you've got more. I find that that's it. Whatever you do, that's it. Even you need to move on that side, so it's fine. Thank you, Rish, Nero. Thank you. May I have the 8 ladies, please? Nero, you okay? Go with the Good. Because there's so many things going on, but musically, because the backing is you've got your own music and you've got your own music, somehow you guys together. So the choreography is such that when you go down and then you guys are on top, so all these pitches to be a bit more clear. So when it's low, down, up, and please be more that. More clear, especially for whatever step. And then for all the photographs, just to light, jump, a little bigger. Just a little bigger. One more time. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 3, 5, 7, 8. 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 8, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 5, 6, a little 5, 6, better. You see the accent, right? 5, 6, little, yeah, control of that. Good. And then 1, 5, 6, 7, 1. So all this needs to be a bit more, a little full body of those. Good. This one, yeah. Good, good. And then next, go. Good. And this is fine. Talk about that. Drop. Yeah. And this a longer arm on the side rather than the back. Yeah. And then good. And then this is fine. Push around. How far are we there? Good. And then jump, whoa. Push. Yes, and good. Fine. Good. Good. Is there a shoulder to the back there? Can we be a bit bigger on that one? Not really clear, yeah. I see that. Alright. And then next one is up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So hold it up. So, I won't say stop, but finish, start. Can I count? 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Especially the last one. You okay? Can I say it again? 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 1. 5. Okay, rest on. This is the beginning needs to so apply that all in one. Can I let all together again? Because I didn't have time to. Okay, so think of the more of the contrast. Non-stop, right? You go for it. Voila. Okay. Better. So much better. Just because it doesn't get too low. Okay. Yeah, and I'm getting it. I know it's kind of sort of free, but if you, yeah, it's more the way this way. Yeah. So no. Maybe a really nice back. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. You're so much better. Now you can see the picture very well. Thank you. May I see the Shan and Chan Yi?
You can also see that this paridah is actually very fast. It's one count for every, one step for every count. And they almost need to maneuver their space around each other. If not, they'll be kicking and hitting each other. Now you can see it's very playful. So you can see that in this paridah, it's very different to Pirus. It's very playful, and they almost have to maneuver the space in between each other. Compared to Greece and Peru, where there was a lot of a bit of angst, a bit of fight between the two of them. I think we're coming to the end very soon. Probably only going to be able to show you this much for today. I think we wanted to do the finale because the finale was actually how Yannick came about with the name, because Toru doesn't like Yannick to see the product until it's finished, and there's one part in the finale where everyone just charges forward. He was like, "Oh, Toru, that was really unexpected," and so Toru said he would do unexpected and B for Beethoven. So yeah, I think this is all we can show you for today.
Thank you very much.
Happy World Ballet Day!